Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Tech Advice from MD. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic in Python, which is functions. Right? So normally, what is function? Function is any block of code which we are writing to reuse in future. Any block of code which we are writing to reuse in future, so that each and every time we no need to write the same code. For example, I want to do a summation of two variables. Right? So what I will do, I will create a function, add function, sum function, whatever. This function will add two variable, and in future, whenever I needed that addition of two variable concept, I can reuse this function. Right? This is the concept of function. Main purpose is to reuse. Fine. Now, in Python, function can be written. In Python, function can be written using a keyword called def. So let us come here. See this one. So using a keyword called def. We are writing a function using a keyword called def. How to write? I'm showing you. This is the first thing. The keyword def is introduced a function definition. Right? It must be followed by the function name. Next is function name. So whenever you are writing a block of code, so and you, as I already mentioned, that you want to reuse this block of code in future. Right. So if you want to reuse it in future, then definitely you need a name to call it in future. Suppose I do not know your name, then how can I call you? Right. I want you to do some task for me. So I need to call you, right? Same concept. I want that function to do some summation for me. So I need a name. That's what. So for function, this is called function name first. Then parenthesis list of formal parameters. I'm talking about the parameters. So what is parameter? Parameter is some input values to your function. Input values in the sense I want to add two numbers. So those two numbers will be your input value. That is the concept of parameter. And how to write? Normally we are writing parameter inside the parenthesis. So def is the first keyword. Then give a function name, anything, and whatever. Then inside bracket you have to pass this parameter A, B, C, D, whatever. Right? This is how to write a function. Next, the statement that forms the body of the function starts at the next line. So in the next line, you have to start the body of the function. Body of the function means where we are going to write our block of code, which we are going to reuse in future. That is the concept. And must be intended. Hope till now you got the idea about intention. So same. After def, you have to put one colon. After colon, it will give a automatic space here, and we will start from here. This is called indentation. I am writing and showing. Right? A function can have return type or may not have a return type. Return type and all these things I am discussing. And then a function may have argument or may not have argument. Argument or parameters. Just now I talked about parameter. Parameter, this is the same. Argument. It may have parameters or may not have parameter also. Why? That is also I am discussing with a code. So better to go for a code. So let me write a code here first of all. Then I will show you by directly doing it in our Python software also. But how to write a function is first of all, so you have to start with def, as I already mentioned, def. def first. Next, function name. So give any function name. For example, I am giving f1. Anything. So let me show you a function, writing a function without any parameter. Right. So if without any parameter, directly give parenthesis open, parenthesis close, done. Then give one colon in Python. And here we will start writing the code. Now suppose this code is going to add two numbers. So I need two numbers, right? So just put a equal to 20 and b is equal to 20. For the time being, no need to think about how to take the user input and everything we can take also. Just try to understand what I am writing. Next, c is equal to suppose a plus b. This is the task which I want to do. And print it here also. Print suppose c. Or you can write the sum of number something. So this is a function. Definition of a function. Only definition. If you run this code, it will not run at all. Means it will run, but it will not give you any output. Why? Because this is the definition of a function. After writing the definition of a function, you have to call that function the second time. First, you have to define. So, the first thing is you have to define a function, right? So, first, define function, which you already defined just now. Second is call a function. This is the second one, call a function. Right? So this was the definition of the function. This is the definition of the function with the help of the keyword def. Now you have to call that function. To call a function, so here only let me write. To call a function, directly just put the name of the function, which I have given f1 and bracket open, bracket close. Done. You will get the output as what was my function? 20, 20, 40. So here you will get the output as 40. Done. But the advantage is this block of code, this one, you can reuse or you can call at any time. Just call F1. It will be useful for you. Suppose you are writing a huge program on that. At any time you call this, it will add two numbers. Now, definitely in place of these two, we can write our means that input function also, as you know, to take the user input. Anything is fine. That also I will show you. But this is the concept of defining a function and calling a function. Right? Now, two things in the PPT it was mentioned that a function may have argument or may not have argument. Right? So this is a function without argument. So as I already told, argument or parameter, whatever, parameter is the input values to the function. If you are not giving the input value, what is happening? Inside the function, you are giving this to our input. So inside the function, you are taking the input. Or this input you can take from the function definition also while defining the function here by passing as a parameter. So choice is yours. Anything can be done. You can write a function like this, or you can write a function like, let me write one more function, same concept, but this time maybe F2, A and B. This is the parameter which I am passing. Previously, A and B I already passed. Means I already given inside the function, inside the definition of the function, A is equal to something, B is equal to something. This time, I'm not taking A is equal to something or B is equal to something inside the function. Rather, I am passing as a parameter. Some A, B. What will be A, what will be B, I am coming. Inside the function, I am writing C is equal to A plus B. And I am printing the value of C. Definition over. Next, as soon as you are calling the function, you have to call the function. This is what is call a function. You have to call the function like this. F2 20 20. Now this 20 will assign to A and this 20 will assign to B. Right? And this will add and output will be given as 40. Same as previous, but previous one was without argument. This one is with argument. This is what written in the PPT. Function may have with argument or without argument. Right? One more concept was written in the PPT, which is called as return type. That also written that may have return type, may or may not. Right. Now just check these functions, what I have written. Whatever addition or whatever I have done, I have printed inside the function. Here also with argument, or go back to the previous one where I have written here also same. Though it is argument is inside, parameter is inside, but still I printed. Other than using this print function, what we can use is called as a return type. Directly not using the print inside the function, you can return it to the main function. The responsibility of the main function is printing that value. This is the function, but every programming language has a main function. Main function in the sense who is running your code. Right. You are writing some code, right? So someone is definitely running your code. That is called the main function. And these are actually sub-function. If you are creating in Python also, if you are creating a function using def, these are actually sub-function because we already have a main function. So inside that def function, whatever you are writing, if you are not printing and rather saying the main function, I am not able to print it, I am only adding it, I am returning to you, you please print it. That can also be done. That's why it is called function may have with return type or without return type also. So till now, whatever functions I wrote, those are without return type. I created a sub function. That sub function is responsible to print those values. Now let me show using with return type or how to use the return type. Right. So same concept def, maybe f3. I am taking argument also. It's fine. C is equal to a plus b. That is also, but I am not going to write print here. Rather, I am using a keyword called return and I am saying C. So what this F2 will do, when the main function will call this F2 is returning the answer of C to that main function. And in that main function, you have to print this C. Main function means, as I already told, right now, main function means your Python code where you are going to call. So next line you are going to call, right? So when you are calling, you are passing some values, maybe 10, 20. And as it is returning the addition, answer of addition of these two, please put it in a variable called as maybe D. D equal to F2 1020. So 1020, 10 plus 20 will be 30 and 30 will be saved in D. And here you print the value of D. You will get the answer as 30. This is with return type using a keyword called as return and previous all was without return type. So anything you can go with. Right? So this is the concept of function. Now let us move back to our PPT. So in the PPT it was telling, so this is how you are writing a function. Next, defining a function. I already mentioned it. They defined also def and then uh, without argument function or with argument function, whatever. Right? So using this keyword. So it is without argument. This is with argument or parameter, argument or parameter, anything. There is a small difference. I will discuss that difference also. Wait, I am showing. So, but this is how you can define a function. Right? Done. Next. Function in Python, function has four types of different types of argument: positional argument, keyword argument, default argument, and variable length argument. Right? With example, each and everything I am showing. Just for your knowledge, let me tell. Positional argument means right now whatever functions I wrote where I pass those arguments, those are called positional argument. Right? Because each and every like 10, 20 I have written. So 10 will go to A, 20 will go to B. So it depends on the position. Right. First position is A, it is going to the first position. Second position is B, it is going to the second position. Like that, it is depending on the position. That's why it is called positional argument. There's one more concept of keyword arguments where we are passing by the keywords or by the name of the argument. Why, how, all I'm showing in an example directly into our Python file. Third one is default argument. By default, some values will be set into the argument. That is called default argument. And variable length argument is if we pass A and B, we have to pass values. But suppose I want maybe 1,000 values. So I have to declare 1,000 parameters or 1,000 arguments at the beginning. Right? No need. That is called variable length argument. Right? I'm showing with an example. Next is lambda function. Lambda function is a function which we are writing in a very small line. In a single line, we are writing a function. Right? But that those functions should also be small function. Small function in the sense, we see small anonymous function. This one, small anonymous function can be created using a lambda keyword. They are syntactically restricted to a single expression. This one is very important. With the help of the lambda, we are writing a function, but that is restricted to a single expression, one line only. And also, very small function can be created using the concept of lambda. Right? Lambda form can take any number of arguments but return just one value. This is one important concept. Lambda is returning only one value, but argument can be taken any number of arguments. So, with an example, again, I'm showing. Next. This is how we are writing a lambda expression, like lambda a comma b. So, for example, here I have written lambda a comma b. Sorry. Lambda a comma b. This a comma b is two argument, and I am adding these two numbers. Actually, this is a function which I can write like this: def, maybe f1, a comma b. Inside this, c is equal to a plus b. Just now I have written, right? Print c. Just now I have written without a return statement or something. Then we are calling this f1 by passing maybe 10, 20. So these three lines of code can be represented in one line using the keyword called lambda. That's why in the lambda definition also they already told that small function can be used, can be written using lambda. Not a very big, you don't ask me that there is a huge function, please convert it to lambda, not possible. Very small function can be written in one line without wasting your three lines of code, without wasting def keyword, nothing like that. Directly use lambda a comma b, a plus colon a plus b. This is the expression how we are writing lambda. And then print this as done. You will get the output. No need to use def keyword. No need to write these three lines of definition of function. Then you are calling this function, nothing needed. All these things can be done in two lines. No definition, no call, nothing. Same thing. For example, next one. Lambda x means only one argument. I told that we can pass one argument or more argument inside lambda. So here we are passing two arguments, but now I am passing only one argument. This is argument x. Only x I am passing in lambda. Then x double star 2. That means it is double star is exponential square. Right. So x to the power 2. The answer will be x to the power 2 immediately printed. So this, if I ask you to write with def also, you can write in the same way. But why to write first definition, then call, nothing needed, two line, done. This can be done using lambda expression. Very useful, very important. Okay, so done. So let's go and check the practicals on all these things. Okay. Okay, so let's start writing code directly. So let me open a new file in idle. Now, as I already mentioned that we have to use the def keyword to define a function. So my first program is I'm going to define a function, right? So def, then give any function name, anything. Maybe I'm giving the function name as addition. Bracket open, bracket close, colon, enter. Then here, maybe as I already mentioned that a equal to something, b equal to something also you can write, or you can take the input from the user also. So maybe I am taking the user input. So a equal to e1. So input, enter a number, same, b equal to name will be b equal to enter the second number or something. Right, enter the second number. Right, and suppose I am writing c is equal to a plus b, and I am printing also, print the addition is c. Done. This is function call done. Next is, sorry, function definition done. Next is function call. Just function name, bracket open, bracket close. Because right now I am writing defining a function without parameter. So just during calling a function, this much is enough. Done. So let's save it. Somewhere you just save F1 maybe. Done. Run this. Enter number. Enter the second number. I'm getting the answer. Right? Now the same thing I can write. Let me keep it here. And I am writing in the same file only one more. Define a function with parameter. And make this under comment line. So now with parameter. Now in this with parameter, you have to pass the value of a and b. And there is no input taken inside the function because you are passing the parameter, and parameter itself is the input value. Right? So a plus b and addition is c. Everything is fine. Now this time we have to pass this a and b here. So a comma b maybe directly also you can pass, or here in the main function you have to take the input. For example, same thing, maybe this part will be in the main function. This is what I was calling about the main function. Main function is the Python file, simple. So this a and b you have to take here before calling the function, definitely. So you take this, then you call this function by passing this a and b. So choice is yours. You can write a function without parameter, or you can write a function with parameter. No problem. Answer will be same only. So enter number, same. No change. But the way of writing is a little change. Right? Now this is two types. One is without parameter, another is with parameter. Now one more I told, without return type and with return type. So for that also, let me create a new file. Same. Chef. Okay. Function with return type, because without return type already till now whatever I was writing is without return type. So already you have seen. But till now whatever function I wrote, those are without return type. No return. But now function with return type. Def maybe F2. Maybe let's take argument or no argument, it's your choice. C is equal to A into B, something different I'm changing. Print multiplication is C. Sorry, not print. I'm sorry. I want to show you the return type. Sorry. So here directly you put return C. Done. Now you have to call the function. Now calling function. Right. So F2, I'm for the time being, I'm directly passing the values. You know how to means how to take the user input and pass as a argument. Just now I shown same thing, but for the time being I am directly doing this. But as this f2 function is returning something, What is this returning? Whatever values we are passing, it will multiply these two and it will return to main function. So in the main function, you have to catch whatever 20 into 240 is returning, that 40 you need to catch in the main function. So I am using a variable d equal to something. Now you have to print the value of d. This is what I already mentioned, that with return type means this function is not responsible to printing the answer. Rather, the main function is responsible to give you the output. Only this is the difference. Again, same anyone you can use. The multiplication is d. Same. So to multiplication is 40. Right? This is with return type. Right? After that, I was talking about 4 different types of arguments: positional argument, keyword argument, default argument, and the variable length argument. So let us discuss those with example. Hmm. So one by one. So let me close all I have already written here. So let me close all these things. And one by one, let's start. First one is positional argument, which is already you have done. Okay, positional and keyword both argument is there. So let me close this keyword argument, and let's see. So suppose I have done a function one, name, age, and email is 3 argument which I am passing. And inside this, I'm directly writing hello, name, your age I'm printing, and the email is this. So this is the definition of the function, right? While calling this fun1, I am passing my name, my age, and my email ID. And if you run this code, what answer you will get? Hello Moshita, your age is 42, email is moshita24@gmail.com. Right? This is called positional argument. Why positional argument? See, this Moshita is going to the first position name. This 42 is going to the second position of the parameter or the argument which you mentioned above. And this is also going to this. What will happen by any chance if I write something like 42, comma, Moshita, comma, mail ID? Run this and see. What do you get? Hello 42, your age is Moshita. This is not the expected output which we are expecting. Why? Because Python do not mention the data type. You no need to mention the data type. So your Python interpreter don't know that age is an integer. Python does not bother about this now. So as soon as in a positional argument, if by any chance in place of name you are passing any integer also, it will take it. Because nowhere you mention that name is you have to pass a string. Where you mention? No, right? So to use the positional argument, this is the disadvantage. If by any chance someone is passing any other value in name, it will take it and it will print also, but we will not get the proper output. This is not the expected output. Hello 42, your age is your name. Opposite, it became opposite, right? So we don't want that. So if you use positional argument, you have to be very careful about what you are passing as a first argument, what you are passing as a second argument, and what you are passing as a third argument, because it should match whatever is defined into the function. Right? So make it proper. So like this, you have to pass. You have to be very clear. That's why it is called positional argument. But I may pass without mentioning the position also with the help of the keyword or the name of the argument. You can say directly, like I am passing Moshita as a first argument, but second argument I am not passing age, rather I am passing email. But if I directly pass email, what happened you have already seen. So in your age it will come email, which also I don't want. So I am using the name of the parameter which you have given, equal to this age equal to 42. Now, though the position got changed, but the output will not be changed because you used keywords. Where you should go, you mention that moshita@gmail.com should go to email. 42 should go to age. This is what is called keyword argument. See, now it's fine. Hello, Moshita, your age is 42, email is this. This is the second output actually. So now no problem. But previously I just shown you, you got a different output. But as soon as you are using the keyword, you are not getting any different output. So this is what is positional argument and the keyword argument. Done. Let me close this and go to the next one. With third one is the default argument. Default argument is, I have written one more function. Func2 a comma b supports. Let me continue like this only. C is equal to a plus b. Sum is this. Now, if you run this, it is showing an error. Func2 missing one required positional argument b. What happened? Why? Because during calling this func2, first time I pass only 20, but this func2 has taken two argument. So this is a problem. If your function is taking two arguments, three argument, four argument, whatever, while passing the values, you have to give that much of argument only, or else it will show you an error like this. Now this 2020 will run. Close this and check 2020 will run because two arguments are there. You are passing two values. This is fine. Right? But this will not run. Now there is a concept of default argument. While defining the function, give some value. Now, if by any chance first argument you have passed, but the second argument you are not passing also, it will take this default argument. So the answer for this will be 20 plus 10, 30. But if you pass it also, it will take the passing value which you have taken. Never ever think that it will always take the default value. Right. So default value means if by any chance you are not passing that argument, it will take that default value. But if you have passed that argument, it will take this value only. It will never go for the default value. By default, some value I am passed. This is the concept. Right? Done. This is the default value. Next one is important, which is called variable length argument. Now, in variable length argument also, there are two types. One is variable length positional argument, another is variable length keyword argument. So there are some ways to write it, and Python is giving you some keywords to use for variable length argument. And one of the keyword is star args. This is a keyword which is used to pass as an argument so that when you call this function, your interpreter will understand that, okay, it's a variable length argument. That means if you pass one value, it will take one value. If you pass two value, it will take two value. If you pass 1000 value, it will take 1000 value. For that, you no need to define inside this as a 1000 parameters. No, this args means Python interpreter understand this args means variable length positional argument. Right? How I have written, for example, add numbers. Total is equal to sum is a function in Python. So inside this sum, I have passed this args. This time, while you are passing this argument without star, while using this argument inside the function, use star. Right? Now sum of args. Now I print this total. Right. Now while I'm calling this function, this is definition is done. Now while I'm calling this function, first time I pass 3 value, it gives me the answer. Second time I pass 4 value, it gives me the answer also. Which is variable. Now you pass 100 value, it will give you the answer also. 40 value, it will give you the answer. It does not mean in the definition how many parameters has been declared, because in the definition I did not declare 5 or 6 parameter. In the definition I declared star args. Star args means variable length positional argument. Right? Now if you run this, first value is also running, second value is also running. It does not depend on how many numbers of parameters you passed during definition. And that's why it is called variable length. Variable length argument. That means argument may be 3, argument may be 4, argument may be 5, argument may be 8. But this is positional. That means you have to maintain the position. right? But just now we have talked about keyword argument. So for keyword argument also, there is a variable length possibilities are there. Means they are trying to say is, if you are passing this as a variable length argument, then it is taking and doing the summation. But someone may pass the argument as a keyword also. Maybe name is equal to something, date is equal to something, age is equal to something like that. In that time also, whether variable length is working or not. Yes, working. Those are called variable length keyword argument. So now, and variable length keyword argument is represented using double star KWARGS. This one is single star ARGS, normal variable length argument. Keyword variable length argument means double star keyword KW, then ARGS argument. ARGS is the short form for argument, and KW is the short form for keyword. But here double star. So double star KWARGS. It's actually as behaving as a dictionary. So though you people do not know dictionary, I will discuss dictionary later. That time it will be more clear to you. But for the time being, just I can show you that I am passing, see, some name I am passing, some age I am passing, some city I am passing. But next time I am only passing name and age. So this is also working, this is also working. How it is working here? It uses the concept of dictionary. In dictionary is a collection of data, but in a key value pair. We'll discuss more about dictionary. In dictionary, there is a function called items. So this keywords argument is actually a dictionary, and it is using the functions of the dictionary items. Using those, it is printing the value. But if you pass three value, it will print three value. If you pass two value using keywords, name, age, city, these are the keywords. So whatever you are using, it will take those. Others, if you are not using, it will not take. For example, here city, it has taken, but here same function. Function name is print info. Here it has taken city also, but here no city. So anything you can print. So this is what variable length keyword argument. Same. Right? More about this variable length keyword argument will be clear to you when you will understand the dictionary. But this is the code. How to do. Right? Last one is the lambda function, as I already told you, but again, let me show you lambda expression. Like this is the summation, as I already told that when we are a very small function only, not a very big function can be converted to lambda. Very small function where maybe you are defining a function, then you are adding those values, then you are printing, then you are again calling this. So though this is a very small function, but you are using 3-4 steps to complete that. So those small function can be written only in one line using the keyword called lambda. But how to write lambda? Take how many arguments you want. So I have taken two arguments, x and y. After that, give a colon. Then what you want to do with this argument, write that expression. Here is the expression. It may be x plus y, or it may be x double star y. It may be x star y. It may be x divide y, whatever. But those expressions should be small expression. I already told very big functions or big expression cannot be converted to lambda. Very small anonymous function can be converted to lambda. Right, so this is what, but after that, please save it, because this lambda is a keyword and this is actually returning some values at the backend. So just now we have talked about return. So as it is returning something, so please keep it somewhere. So I'm just storing it in a maybe variable called add, and then we have to call this lambda function. So give this add name, this variable as a name I am using, and then I'm passing 3, 5, and I'm putting it also in a variable, and I'm printing the result. Can you see the output? 8. But this is how you have to write a lambda expression. Some more complicated lambda expression with if else for loop can also be write. So those maybe in future we will see, because today just now we have started the lambda function. So later when we will do more coding type of things, we will see how to write different other lambda functions also. A little complicated. These are very easy. Okay, so this is what about basics of function. Maybe next class we will do some practical on lambda and some other functions also. Then we will move to our next topic. Okay, till then, bye bye.